This is the video presentation for Experiment 31, the ding-dong doorbell circuit, which you're going to build and test. Here you see Mr. Circuit approaching the door and ready to press the button to let people know inside that he is there. What do you think? Will the ding-dong doorbell work? Here is the schematic diagram for Experiment 31, build a ding-dong doorbell circuit. Let's explain a little about the circuit. This circuit uses a 555 IC in an astable mode, which means that when you press the normally open push button switch S1, the output of pin 3 on the 555 will continuously turn on and off, producing a square wave at a specific frequency. Pin 3 of the 555 is connected through a capacitor to the speaker, and the speaker emits a tone. Actually, when you press the doorbell push button, two things happen. One is that the speaker emits a tone, a ding sound, and two, the capacitor C1 charges up. Then, when you release the doorbell push button, the frequency of the tone changes, the dong sound, and keeps sounding until capacitor C1, which continues to give power to the circuit, is discharged. The reason that the frequency of the tone changes when you release the switch is because you've put R1, a 47K ohm resistor, into the tone oscillator circuit. Continuously pressing and releasing the doorbell push button switch will give you a sound similar to a ding-dong doorbell. This circuit runs best on 9 volts DC. Here are the steps to assemble this experiment. First, gather all the components that you will need to build the ding-dong doorbell circuit as shown here. Then install the push-button switch and the 555 timer. Be sure to install them in the correct holes in the solderless circuit board. Now you will install the two black diodes. They both have a little white band on one end. Be careful you orient that correctly. And then the 3 disc capacitors. Then install the 4 47K ohm resistors as shown here. Then install the 2 electrolytic capacitors. Electrolytics have polarity, so the longer lead is positive and the shorter lead is the negative. Now in the final step, you will install all the 7 connecting wires, which we call jumper wires, as shown on the board here, and then install the speaker and the 9-volt battery snap. The set of assembly instructions that you have in the kit will tell you exactly which holes to plug in each part. When you have the ding-dong doorbell circuit totally assembled, look it over carefully to be sure that there are no wiring mistakes. When it all looks good, touch the battery to the snap and the speaker should emit tones. Then connect the battery and use the push button switch to turn on and off the circuit. If you wired it correctly and you connected it to a fresh 9-volt battery, it should sound like this. Here's what the ding-dong doorbell will sound like when you put it together correctly. Okay, it's your turn. Let's see if you can make it work like I did. Get the parts for Experiment 31 and use the assembly guide and schematic to build the ding-dong doorbell circuit on a solderless circuit board. Good luck!